Before we even get started tonight, I have to stop and say thank you. I'm sitting here getting ready to dive into this work, but I need you to know that none of this is possible without you being here, choosing to listen, and walking this path with me is exactly why I do this. And I truly am appreciative and thankful for the energy you bring to this ecosystem. So before the episode starts, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. Share with anybody you feel needs this message. We need to make sure that this reaches all the people who need it. I'm grateful that you are here. Let's get into the work. Let's talk about the shadows that we try to outrun. The pain we call a curse, and the fear that we treat like a wall. For so long, we have been taught to look away, to hide from the things that sting, but what if that friction is actually a compass? What if the things that hurt us the most actually hold the most truth? I am learning to be grateful for the weight of it, and I'm refusing to take them as a negative anymore. I am withdrawing the wisdom out of each one of those wounds. Tonight, we are launching the heartbeat of the season. We are calling it the laugh method. Listen, allow, follow. And I'm sure those words ring if you've heard any of my podcasts before. It is the way through the noise. But tonight, we aren't going to rush to the end. We are just going to stand still at the beginning. We are going to focus on the hardest part of listening. We have to hear the narratives we usually drown out, the ego that whispers we are too small, the pride that screams we are too big. These stories we tell ourselves just to survive the day. Before we can move, we have to understand the message. We have to listen to the infrastructure that we've built, because once we hear it, we can redefine it. I'm Corey J. Riggs. Welcome to This Tree in Me. This is Blessed and Grateful Wednesday. Tonight, we are just listening. Tonight, we are finding the lesson in the pain. So let's talk a little bit more about the pain and the fear that the ego puts into us. We all have it. We all have the stories that go through our head. We all have the I'm greater than or I'm less than stories, right? The ego tells us both. Depending on the situation, it might be telling you, hey, I deserve that raise, not them. Hey, I deserve that partner, not them. Hey, I deserve that house, not them. Then the other side of the ego can also be telling you, you're not good enough for any of that. You haven't worked hard enough for any of that. Look at what you've done in your past. You don't get all that. You don't get the shortcut, the easy life. You have to go the hard route. The ego plays both sides depending on where you're at that moment. It's not even in life. It's at that moment. You could be having a great day, so it's going to bring you down and tell you you're not worthy and you're not good enough for those things because of X, X, and X. You could be having a crappy day or feeling blah. So it's going to build you up and tell you, you deserve that more than them. You should have that, not them. You should be living there, not them. It tells you what it needs you to hear to stay where you are, to stay small, to stay insignificant, to keep your life mundane. That's what the ego wants to do to you. It wants to tear you down, keep you small, and keep you in a corner. That's what it wants. That's what's easy. Everyone else does it. I can do it, right? Why do they have that? I should have that. I deserve all this. Look at the hard life that I've had. Whatever the ego needs to feed you is what it will feed you. And it's very important to understand that. And if you really sit there and think about it and look back and start paying attention even now, if you can't look back and think of moments of those types, it shouldn't be that hard. It happens every day of our lives. But that's okay if you can't. Start recognizing it. Start listening to it. Pay attention. Pay attention to your body when it's hurting, when it's not feeling good, when it's telling you to go eat something, when it's telling you to go buy something, when it's telling you Anything to get you out of the situation or the feeling that you're in, to give you temporary joy, pleasure, whatever. Listen to it. Why is it doing that? Why does it want you to avoid sitting with that pain, with that fear? Listen to those voices in your head. One of the biggest places for me, y'all, is when I'm in the shower. Holy hell. Have I caught myself so many times be like, I have a little mirror in there for when I shave and stuff. It's like, dude, who are you talking to? You're literally in here by yourself taking a shower. Can you focus on that? It's nonsense. I will get caught up in full stories in the shower of maybe it's something that happened yesterday, a year ago. Maybe it's something that I have a meeting today or something going on today that I want to create the narrative, right? But all that does is keep you in this little bubble. So then when that scenario doesn't work out that way, or if that scenario, let's say you're putting negativity into it and it goes negative, oh, then I'm right. Look, I knew it. I knew that situation would happen that way. Whatever it is, your ego will work out a way that you've seen it that way, and you either deserve it or don't deserve it. So it can keep you there. I'm telling you, the shower is one of the biggest ones for me. It's a fight with me every single day I'm taking a shower. It's hilarious. It's very difficult to not listen to that and follow those stories. We're conditioned to listen to those stories within. We are conditioned by ourselves, by our families when we were growing up, our friends, our relatives, our neighbors. Gossip is one of the biggest forms of communication that we are all a part of every single day. It's probably the biggest communication string in history of humanity. And we get caught up in it. And then we start talking to ourselves that way. And it's just a cycle that we need to break. But the question to ask is, why does it want me to avoid the pain inside? What if I healed from that pain? What if that pain isn't as bad as I thought? What if there's a simple solution to that pain? There's so many questions that you can ask. But before you do any of that, you need to hear the lesson. You need to listen to the message. And within that message, you've got to break it down. You've got to listen for, one, there'll be common themes. Is it something that's always telling you that you deserve more than others? You're better than others? You're less than others? You aren't deserving because of whatever happened in your life or whatever choices you've made previously in your life? It's one or the other. There's always going to be a little bit of both, but at that specific time, there's going to be a common theme. Find that common theme. Listen to it. Learn to decipher it. Start asking it questions, right? We've kind of talked about this. It's kind of connecting with the parts inside of you a little bit. It really is. Hey, why do you keep wanting me to run away from this? What's going on? Why does this certain event keep coming up in my head? What is that bringing to me? Why are you afraid of? You're talking to yourself, essentially, right? But you need to listen for those answers because you need to break it down. Because those messages have lessons in them. You will find lessons of, I'm not good enough, or lessons of, I'm not working hard enough, or maybe, I need to pay more attention and focus and be a better human being. When you're portraying others being mean and talking crap about other people or whatever, that's a situation where then all of a sudden you're going to be talking about them. You're doing the same thing. So basically you're just telling yourself, I need to stop doing what they're doing, right? That's just one example. There's many of them. But it's very important to listen. Start writing it down. Keep a little journal. Take a little notebook with you throughout the day. Or if you want to do voice messages on your phone, right? Voice memos. I love those too. Whatever's easiest for you. Every time you start having those, it's a hard habit to get into. But once you get into it, it's like it's second nature. And you just keep writing little messages down to yourself. And then once you start looking back at those messages, you might see some things. You might get some more understanding of what's going on inside, what time of your life that was going on inside that started the trigger of that, right? It could take you back to when you were a teenager and, your voice was changing or your body was changing or you didn't make the team or the cheerleading squad or whatever it is. And you had whatever insecurities or fear or pain from that situation. So you developed a mechanism to defend yourself, an internal mechanism to defend yourself and to shield and wall off that. It's time to start listening, and not just to the good stuff. Because yes, our truest selves, God, the creator, the universe, speak to you. And you've heard them. New Year's resolutions. Some of those are real. Hey, I probably need to start working out more. I probably need to quit eating this. I probably need to stop shopping so much. I don't need this many shoes. Whatever yours is, there's a voice that's inside behind all that ego noise that's giving you the other messages, the messages that you need to truly follow. And then as soon as you start hearing those and you start taking a step that way, the ego kicks in. Whoop, no. That's scary. You remember what happened last time you did this? Little Stevie and Susie made fun of you for a week. Remember the last time you did this? Your partner left you. Whatever it is, right? Your ego is going to take over and say, no, you remember last time. No, we're not doing that. So I'm going to tell you stories to make you forget all about that. But until we heal those pains that the ego keeps reminding us of to keep us in those places, we're never going to get to where we want to go. We're never going to reach the person that we need to become. So listen. Start with the listen. Start with documenting what you hear. And it's going to hurt. And there's going to be times you're not going to want to write it down. And that is okay. There's going to be times that you might need to walk away from someplace because you're going to get a little emotional. And that's okay. You need to face the pain inside you. You need to start ridding yourself of the things you no longer want. None of us enjoy feeling those pains. None of us enjoy the self-talk nonsense that goes on in our head and makes us buy things or eat things or drink things or any of those, right? Or talk negatively about other people. Nobody enjoys doing any of that. But we're so conditioned to stay in that safe zone, to stay in that safe, comfortable shell of a life. Okay, then it's better than feeling the pain, is what the ego wants you to believe. And it's not. It may be temporarily. I'm not going to say that that's not true. It may be. I know there's certain things that I've dealt with and I'm still dealing with that. Yeah, in the moment, a cheeseburger, right? Whiskey, something of that nature, right? I love to shop. I'm not going to lie about that. I love shoes. So I said shoes earlier. Whatever it is, yeah, in the moment, it probably does feel a lot better to purchase that or talk shit on somebody or just avoid that feeling. But if you continuously avoid that feeling, it just grows and gets deeper. It grows and gets bigger. It grows and gets scarier. Then it's really hard to deal with. Then you're 50 some years old, waking up one day saying, there's more to this and I'm tired of it. And that's okay. I would love it if I was 60 or 70, as long as it happens. I can say that now because I'm in the middle of it. And not every day is fun. And not every moment is fun. But it's worth it, because the more of those little things you get rid of, the better you feel. So, challenge yourself. Start listening to every conversation that goes in your head and try to be cognizant and say, oh, wait, why am I having this conversation about work? Why am I having this conversation about these friends that we met the other day? Why am I still having that conversation? Nobody's in this room. It's just me, whatever that is, right? Really start trying to pay attention. It's going to take a minute. It takes a while. I'm still find myself this morning, or yes, one of the mornings in the last 2 days. It was one of those moments again. I'm in the shower. I'm like, who in the hell are you talking to, Matt? I said it out loud. Like, who the hell are you talking to? And then I just giggled and was like, all right, just focus on washing yourself and get out of the shower, man. It's nonsense. But once you recognize that nonsense, then you can start dealing with what that nonsense is trying to hide from you. And the healing of the pain needs to become more important than the masking of the pain. The healing of your pain needs to become more important than the masking of your pain. And I know that's true for every single one of us. I know we believe it. Doing it's a whole different thing. You can do it. I know you can. I can do it. You can do it. I promise you on that one. And once you start listening to those and you start getting rid of little ego by little ego by little ego by little ego, then you start getting to a place where you can start hearing that big, loud, true, deep, hey, how you doing, man? That big voice in the background. Hey, you know what you need to be doing? Right? Best Luther Vandross. I not that. But what I'm saying is you can hear that big voice in the background that's saying, hey, man, hey, you're more than this. You can do this. Why don't you go try that? Why don't you go tell that person how you feel about them? Why don't you go put your resume out there? Why don't you go X? Because that's what you need to do. And then that ego is going to come in, try to get in front, try to set that wall up. Just keep knocking it down. One brick at a stinking time. Knock that stupid ass wall down. You can do it. It just takes persistence. It has to be more important. It just has to be. What I found that has helped me, and I journal quite a bit, but is just writing it down, talking to those parts of me. Hey, what's going on? Why are we feeling this way? The questions that I ask depend on the moment and the time, but the more I've done it, the better I get at it in the moment. I'm having a hard time now just giving you verbal advice on it because I'd have to really sit here and think and be like, all right, man, here we go. What's going on? What are you nervous about? So when you listen, you hear it. The anxiety of me telling you how I talk to the parts of myself is what came up. The fear of looking like a goofball, a hippie, whatever crazy Midwestern, small town Gen Xer term you want to come up with. Woke, it would be one of them. I'm sure people probably think that of the thought process of mental health and healing and dealing with your inner egos and things like that. That's what came up right there. And I truly feel it. So in that moment, I will talk to it. Hey, what's going on, man? This is about you healing. This is about you being a better person. Who doesn't want to be a better person? Who in this world would not want to be around a better version of you. And if they don't, that's on them. Would you not be happier walking away from a relationship, a friendship, a person in general, knowing that you're doing what's best for yourself and being a kind human being than what the hell they think about you crying? I cry a lot. I'm an emotional dude. I cry a lot. I've cried in front of all my teams that I've coached in their situations. I am what I am. And you got to get comfortable with who you are. So sit there and talk to it. Journal about it. Write it down. Make it real. Because it is. It's just trying to help you heal. And it's hiding its insecurities from you. You don't even like judging yourself. You don't like looking at yourself in an improper way. Who likes to look at themselves and say, I'm out of shape. I'm broke. I don't have a partner. I'm in an unhappy relationship. My car is a piece of crap. Whatever that situation is, who likes talking about themselves that way? I know I don't. But there's a difference between that and looking at yourself honestly and truly and saying, okay, that situation made me feel this way. Why? Okay, so is that an ideal of how you want to portray yourself? Yes or no? Probably no. Okay, so how can I change that? Because then when that habit, that trait, that characteristic starts changing and you notice it and you see it, and then all of a sudden you look back at one day and see and be like, wow, I remember I journaled about this a long time ago. Look where I'm at with it now. You'll have such a sense of pride. And you won't even care about those knuckleheads who thought any different of you because of the work you're doing to better yourself. And a little bit of that is just you and your ego judging yourself through other people. Because once you don't judge yourself any longer, once you look at yourself in a different way, the judgments of others just are words that go in here and go out there. Right? So, but listen to them. What is it telling me? Where do I need to grow as a person? What do I need to change? How can I fix this? What is the resolution? We all can do this at work. We all can do this for other people. We all have the ability to find solutions when we want to find solutions. And I promise you, every one of you listening right now or watching right now can look at situations in your life and find a place where you're like, man, that was easy. Look how much I helped that person. Look how much I did for this event. Turn that same thought, mindset, and process here. How do I fix this person? How do I heal this? What is the solution? How do I find that solution? Keep hitting my stinking mic and I apologize. And then we can heal the parts of us. We can create processes to fix this. And once you create that process, once you find your way, I know my way. And when I get off that path, I know when I get off that path, I can feel it. And then all I have to do is look at my day and be like, okay, yep, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, yep, I started skipping on certain things. And now look where I'm going back down this. Bring it back in, man. Get that train back on these tracks. Build that process. Find that process. It's not all the same for all of us. It's going to be different for every single one of us. We all think, work, and act differently. Our minds process differently. And that's okay. That's a great thing. It'd be boring as hell if we all did the same thing. Find your process. Nail it down. Keep working on it. Keep honing it. Because the harder the healing gets, the harder that hurt gets, the deeper that scar is, that process is really going to need to be locked in. So just like I say, get those small wins, make your bed every day. The first thing you do, make that bed. You have a win. You feel like pride because when you get home, right, if you had a good day, a bad day, you look at that bed and you get into it. I promise you there's a different feeling when I get in that bed and it's all fully made than when I remember, because it's been a long time since I have it now, when it was all sloppy, and that's how I felt about myself. For me, that was a small thing. That ended up being a massive thing. Find the small wins. Don't start on the big parts. If there's a part that feels too hard, if there's a pain that feels too much, breathe it out and find something else. Say, hey, I hear you. I promise I'm going to work on this. I promise I'm going to deal with it. I don't have the capacity right now. What do I have the capacity for? What else feels like this? Where else are there situations that make me feel like this? Where else can I find solutions to build to where then I feel the confidence, because I have the competence in that process. I have the competence in my actions and my doings, that I have the confidence that I can tackle anything. And I know you can do it, because right now I'm tackling one of the biggest things in my life, and I've been tackling it for a while now. And I am brick by brick. That $some coming down, man. But I couldn't have got there without all the little wins. I couldn't have got there without figuring out the laugh method. I couldn't have gotten there without figuring out how to make things work, to listen, to finding the first steps of figuring this thing out. What is that feeling? How do I get to what that feeling is? How do I get to fixing that feeling? How do I get to finding what a solution needs to look like, feel like, breathe like? First step is listening. You just have to find the solutions. And you have to find those stinking solutions in the negative sometimes. And I hate that word. I'm trying to lose that word. Are they negative feeling? Yes. But they're opportunities. It's a chance to heal and grow and become something bigger, better, and greater. It's time to take the negative and build yourself up with it and make yourself feel so good that, look, I just won in places where I used to lose. I just succeeded in places where I used to fail. All because I took the opportunity to listen to the pain and the hurt and the fear and face it head on inside. Now I can go face the biggest fears and challenges to become who I really want to be out here in this world and live the life that I truly want to live. So listen to them stinking ego voices. Listen to every single one of them. Make friends with them. Joke with them. I've done that so many different times. Like, man, you're a fool. And I know I'm talking to myself, but dude, you're a fool. Quit talking that way. That's nonsense. Whatever. There's times of seriousness too, but you have to be able to laugh at yourself as well. Laugh isn't just about listen while I follow. Learn to laugh at yourself. Learn to laugh at your ego. Learn to laugh at the world. Learn to laugh at failure. It's all okay. You're not perfect. Never gonna be. You don't know everything. It's impossible. You can only do what you can do. So it might as well be what you want it to be, right? You might as well do what you want to do. Find that roadmap for yourself. Find how you create the roadmap, the bullet points, the structure that you need to start healing. It truly is a broken down process that you need to build. It's a business sense to it almost. It truly is. That's why I put a method to it, because it's truly a business. If you can make it black and white, this is how I do it. This is what I know works, because we all know one thing. We can all get healthy if we eat right, eat less sugar, eat more healthy foods, take out carbs and all that, right? Follow all those things, move more, exercise, drink a lot of water, get out in the sunlight. We know that works. As a human race, we will all get better, healthier, and heal more if we do those things. It's a process. It's simple to follow. Now, within that, you have to follow, okay, what food works for me, what doesn't, what exercise works for me, what doesn't, right? That goes by age and blood type and a whole lot of different things. But there's a process to it. But we know if we follow certain things, our body will get healthy. 100%. Every single one of us. It's just a process. It's just another one. It's just finding your methods. It's finding how to build your roadmap, how to build your skeleton of work to construct the healing process for yourself. You gotta ignore that noise though, right? You can't stay stuck in it. If you stay with that noise and you follow that noise and you buy into those stories, you're going to get stuck in it. So you got to ignore the noise and listen to the message, right? I used to always tell players or parents mainly, but both, because I was a loud guy. Imagine that. Sometimes I know it's hard, but listen to what I'm saying and not how I'm saying it. And it's the same thing. I had to turn that message around to myself. Coach Corey comes back to me so many times and so many things that I used to say to people that now I say to myself. Quit listening to how it's being said and listen to what's being said. But the laugh method, listen, allow, follow. We'll get through all of it. I'll teach and train more on it. There's a lot more to the listening than just this. There's a big breath to each one of those letters, to each one of those words. They all mean something to the other. Listen just doesn't just automatically go into allow and allow into follow. Listen has parts and components of follow and back forth. Allow, same thing. It's taken me a lot of work and a lot of understanding and building and sculpting to get the understanding of how this method works. And it works for me so well. And it can be twisted and turned and bent and shaped to the way you learn. That's the other part that I love about it. It's not just specific to me. It's something that I feel everybody can use. Because it's simple, everyday tasks, things that we've done in our lives before. We've all listened. We've all allowed things to happen or not happen. We've all followed ourselves or others. This is just doing it in a different way. This is an internal approach to it. And I'm so excited to bring it to you. I really am. It's amazing. I love it. I'm very happy with it. I'm still developing, right there. It's not static. It's dynamic. I'm getting a lot of feedback from people who I'm also teaching and working with clients now that are using it. And I'm just getting a lot of good feedback on it. And I hope it helps a lot of people, but it starts with listening. You can't allow and you can't follow without listening. Because if you don't listen, you don't know what you need to know, right? So listen to your body, listen to those ego talks, and find your map. It's really that simple and complex all at the same time. So this episode I've been looking forward to for a while, not just because of the laugh method, but because of what Listen, Allow, Follow has done for me. Well before I developed it into a method, well before that I even started putting pen to paper exactly what it was and how it was, the process of getting to it has been life-changing for me. So I'm blessed that I am the vessel that they are bringing this out through. And I am blessed that I get to benefit and reap the rewards of learning this practice and following it and becoming a better human, hopefully. That's the whole goal in this, right? And healing parts that can finally free me to do the things that I have always known I can do. Letting my light shine. And we all have that in us. Every one of us have a light to shine, right? Every single one of you has greatness inside of you. We all have it. It's different for everyone, but we all have it. And we all have something that we have to give to the world, that we are meant to give to the world. All of us. And I hope in some small way that I can be a part of your journey. So I want to challenge you before we part ways here tonight. I want you to sit with the noise in your head and the weight in your chest. Don't just join the story your ego is spinning. Avoid that with all cost. Don't just jump into the drama or agree with the narrative. Instead, I want you to listen to learn. Listen to hear what is actually being said. Listen for what you truly need to hear or see in yourself. Listen to learn. We find the truth when we finally stop running from our own noise. I know how heavy this work feels, but I believe in the version of you that is waiting on the other side of the silence. There is a deep, deep soulful beauty in the way we piece ourselves back together. You aren't broken. You are just being asked to pay attention to the parts that need your light. I know you have the strength to sit in the fire until it turns into a roadmap. We are doing this together, and I believe in every step you take. Thank you so much for being here. I truly couldn't do this work without the energy you bring to this space. And if this message hit you, please subscribe and share it with someone who needs to hear it. We all need a little bit of help in our lives. Leave a comment. Tell me what you find in your own silence. I would absolutely love to have this conversation. Thank you for joining me tonight. I'm Corey J. Riggs. This is This Tree and Me, Blessed and Grateful Wednesday, listening to the pain. I love you all. Be blessed.